Hello, hello, hello. How y'all doing? Hope everybody's feeling good. I hope y'all are ready for today. Today is going to be a beautiful day. This is a day of clarity and prosperity to take it to another level. I want to shout out everybody that's jumping on right now. We have so many people. You know, my brother Rizza is going to be on here with us, and you know, he's definitely one of the brothers out there on the front line who I truly have a lot of love for and a lot of respect, and you know, and I just hope that y'all are ready for very engaging conversation of just truth and solution to some of what's going on out here. Shout out to all of y'all that's tuned in. We got Mommy on. We have Sandra from Louisville. We got Chocolate. We got Necessary. We got Coliver. You know, so many people, man. So many beautiful people. And let's see which one is it. Let me see if this is him here. Yeah, this might be him. Let me see. It says Art. I'm trying to make sure I know what's going on here, because you know I don't want to miss the brother, because you know we got to make sure we do it. So I guess when he hits me, I'm gonna press the button and bring him in. But brothers and sisters, thank you for joining us, and you know, I want to shout out to the Brown family, James Brown family. She just sent me this shirt, and you know I rock this shirt, and the timing couldn't get no better. Say it loud. I'm black and I'm proud. And yeah, somebody said they just seen me with Reverend Jesse Jackson. Yes, and he dropped some jewels on me that we'll use tonight. Big respect to my brother, Paxton Baker, my real brother there. And all of y'all on the check-in right now that are here, you know, we thank you for participating. You know, this is going to be a very nice, very nice conversation to look at some of the things and some of the conditions that are going on right now. That's right, we see that say it loud. I'm wondering, is this the button right here? Okay, let me press that and see what happens. Is this it? Is this it? I don't know if I'm doing it. Okay. This is it, maybe. Let me see. You know, I'm just doing this. We gonna make sure this is right. Okay. I think it might be this is how I do it.
My brother, my brother.
I hit the jackpot. Yo, hey, I was sitting there going like this. Yo, I hope I did this right. I hope I did this
right. You got it. Oh man.
Hey,
look, my
brother.
brother.
You don't even understand. Look, I was hoping. I was saying to myself, I said, yo, if I don't get this right, I said,
Come on.
I hope he hit me with it. My son tried to show me. I said,
Come on.
We're gonna get it right.
That's right. That's right. Oh man, it's good to see you, brother.
Hey, man,
How's the
yes,
family? How
brother.
you doing?
Yes, everything is good, brother. How you feeling, man?
I'm doing well, thank Allah, man. I'm doing all right. You know, in light of the situation, doing my best.
That's right. That's right.
Yes, sir.
That's right.
Yes, sir.
Well, you know, first let's start this off like for real now. The first thing is, how is my number one?
Mm-hmm.
Dr. Hanat, how is
She's good.
look.
She's good. You watch me grow up now. This what people don't know. This is my uncle, y'all. It's like my uncle for real.
I've seen this thing evolve into what it
Yes.
is right now. So you know what I'm saying? So I mean, I'm a part of watching it unleash on the world.
Man, I appreciate
you. And your uncle ain't never been scared.
Come on, ever. That's right.
I've never been scared, and I've never been the kind of person that had an issue with talking truth to power.
That's right.
So that's number one. Number
Yes, sir.
two as I spoke to Reverend Alfredi, you know,
Go ahead.
come on, you know, I mean, you know, I checked in on all levels.
That's right. That's Pops. You did the right thing. You covered every
You
base.
know, there's protocol to this. There's rules.
That's right.
You know what I mean? It's like somebody coming in the house and you don't say hello to grandma, to mama,
Yeah.
to daddy. See,
Can't do that.
People lost respect along the way. People lost
Yes.
respect. And I'm gonna tell you, one of the biggest things, man, one of the biggest things is I want to, off the top, I want to thank Athena, because she's been following you on your heels 100%. And you remember the last time we seen each other?
Yes.
Simply Wholesome.
Simply Wholesome. That's right.
Simply Wholesome, boy. Hey, look, man. And I was looking, I turned around, I said, man, he just grew up, man. I mean, like, and this is before all of this. This is before all of this.
Long before social media.
Yeah, and you and you was in there by yourself. You was there by yourself.
In the classroom.
Right. And like now, so check this out. You was there by yourself. So now, as you looking at all of this and the way that it's come about, do you understand why you was by yourself?
Wow. Now that you pointed it out, wow.
Do you understand a little bit more now?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You see what I'm saying? Sometimes everybody can't make that ride, man. Everybody is not going to stand up, and everybody is not going to be everybody has a different purpose. You see what I'm saying?
True.
And there's some people that's frontline people. There's some people that will talk later. There's some people, like I just got off with Reverend Jesse Jackson, and he said something pretty heavy, which is something that this is why this conversation is so powerful, because I always say older men for counsel, young men for war.
That's right.
See what I'm saying? And
that's right.
He's on there now. Jesse Jackson is an older man now, and he's been on the front line. He said something about 63. I wasn't even born. You know what I'm saying? And he was up there talking about what he did in 63. So how important is that information to balance us out and give us some guidance on different ways strategically to handle some of these things? But how important is it for you to do what you got to do? You see what I'm saying? See,
beautiful question.
So if it doesn't link up, it's kind of like having a right arm without a left arm, or you understand?
Yes, yes.
So I want you to go into, like, you're on the front line. I'm seeing you giving food out, man. I'm seeing you giving food out in every place you go. You like, I'm here right now. I'm here right now.
That's right.
So let me tell you something. And then we'll go into it, but look, that had to have been the hardest 1-2 minutes I have ever seen in my life. Yo, you was there, and then you did like this. You said, you don't, but look, you see, we said, you see all of it down here, and there's a truck in the back.
That's right. That's right.
It can't get no realer than that. You know what I'm saying?
Sir.
And that means a lot, man, that you on the front line. You are on the front line, and I'm looking at it as it's time. It's time.
Yes, sir.
But tell me, man, where, like, how are you feeling being on that front line right now?
I'll say this. It's not new. I mean, as you said already, you watched me growing up, being in the classroom, teaching adults and children how to read and write and get them off of drugs. And years ago, before social media and Rizza Islam, it was this young brother in there teaching people and helping people. But I'll tell you, it's a beautiful sight to see everyone rising up to do something. Now the people are waking up to do something. I'm loving that. Some people are like, well, man, it's too much negativity over here. They're doing this, doing that. But it's like, wait a minute. They're moving now.
Right.
See, that means now we're waking up. See, now we just need to guide the momentum, but people are actually rising. They're waking up. They're no longer dead. They see it and they're willing to stop it. They just need to know what to do. That's the beauty of it. So how it feels to me is I'm thankful that I have nearly 20 years of experience. Nearly, what is that? 20 years? Literally, yeah, literally. I'm in this 19 years, almost 20 years.
You was being designed for it.
Yes,
You was
sir.
being designed
Mm,
for the time. You was being
mm,
designed. I'm gonna tell you, and I said this to somebody before, man. When my mother got sick, my mother caught Alzheimer's. It was the craziest thing in the
mm.
world. I couldn't believe it. It was one
Wow.
of those things. People don't understand how much your mother or your father plays a role in the family. And when they get sick, the whole family could just crumble because they're that staple. They're the
Yes.
thing that holds everything together. So when she got
Yes.
sick, nobody believed it. So when she
Mm,
had Alzheimer's, I had to take care of her. I took her on the road. I was making sure she was with me in the hotels, on stage, wherever. I mean, I dropped everything and built
that's
everything
right.
around taking care of my mother. But the depth of this story that I'm sharing with you is that I didn't realize why. And I didn't
Mm,
understand everything that it took me through to become who I am and give me what I consider to be the patience of Job.
mm,
Because
mm.
because because it was
Wow.
so shocking to me when my mother got sick. I couldn't believe it. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
My mother's a West Indian woman and
Superhero.
she was strong. My mother was like your
That's
mother. My mother's like
come
your
on.
mother.
Come on.
You can visualize
Yes,
what I'm talking
yes,
about.
yes. Straight
So
superhuman. Yes.
right. So when I seen that, I was like, and then I was like, well, I got to step up. And my brothers
Mm,
and sisters who I love dearly, and I know it was hard for them because she couldn't recognize them. She couldn't even
mm,
tell who they were. And when she couldn't, I was like saying, how do I deal with this particular thing? So I
mm.
focused on it and I handled it. And I know that it was preparing me for everything that was yet to come. And I had
That's
to
right.
do so many things. And I'm saying the same to you, that when you was
Mm,
in those classes and you was teaching them brothers and sisters, and when you was
mm,
going through all of the lessons between you and Rev and you and your mother and all of the things that you've been doing, I
mhm,
know, and I know this for sure, that we are being prepared. And sometimes if we were asked to do this like voluntarily, we wouldn't have
mhm.
done it. You
Come on.
understand? Meaning
That's the
that
truth.
those lessons are like they built us up to get to this point. And that's why I wanted to make sure that I talk to you, because you are, to me, at the front and the most built, the best
Mm,
built from the perspective that you can give an understanding of the mindset of what's going on. I was on the phone with Chuck
mm.
V last night for 3 hours. We talked about
Wow.
everything from PE to Sister Soldier to
Wow.
Tamika to everything
Mm,
and to everything. And he wants to be what he called counsel, because
mm.
he said that's his position now. This is Public
Yeah,
Enemy, man.
that
You know what I'm
is.
saying?
Come on.
And he's
Yes,
telling
sir.
me this is the position. And he said, just tell me when you're ready to go. And I said,
Mm,
yeah, I'm going to talk to this brother here. And we have to line up and
hmm.
surround you, and you have to give us understanding of the mindset of what is
Mm.
going on, because my father said he has never seen nothing like this ever in the history of him being here, and he is 79.
Wow.
So
Wow.
you know, so this is a different breed. This is a
Yes.
different breed. This is a different effect. There's something
Hmm.
else going on right now that is hard to explain. And I know who can explain it, but
Yes.
but on the ground, you can explain it. What is it that you see and you feel that you know that's going on right now? This is like being in the
Hmm.
studio when Kanye was in the studio with Jay-Z, because Kanye knew it was hot in the street, and Jay-Z was humble enough to let Kanye produce his album. It's that kind of
Hmm.
level of what's going
Wow.
on. You could see what everybody can't see right now. You giving
Mm.
out food. You on the ground. What
Hmm.
is it that you feeling and seeing? Give me, if you can, brother, give me the best version of everything that you feeling and you seeing that's going on? Because I know I can see here, but I can't see it like you see it because you are living it more than me. I'm living it, but nowhere near the way you're living it, and you represent this particular generation. So if you can
Yes, sir.
explain that, I would love to hear it.
Absolutely.
I'm ready to learn. I am ready
Wow.
to learn.
Wow. I'll
That's where
say
that's
this,
at.
man, and I'm beyond humbled to even be in front of my brother again. You know, we know you as Doug Ever So, as DougEFresh. If y'all didn't know, that's what the E stands for. It's Ever So.
And look,
Because they ask him, like, why you still look so young? It's like he's ever so fresh. Like, y'all don't understand.
look, I eat to live. I don't
That's
live
right.
to eat.
Come
You know,
on, come on. You know what it is.
but that's
So
another subject. You know,
that's
we
right.
were
That's
not
right.
strictly wholesome together. So you
Come on.
understand.
That's right. That's right. But I'll say it this way: being a young brother in this generation, being an FOI soldier in the nation, and just being, you know, those principles is what guides me and what helps me. And that's what we all have as FOI. I'm another brother, you know, out here doing this work. And we were out there with Minister Tony, formerly known as Minister Tony, and Minister Abdul Malik, and the brothers of Muhammad Mas 27. You know, we was out there handling business with bikers and Corvette clubs. We gathered the people to come out and do this. And every other week, we're out here doing that in particularly. But I'll say this, what we've seen is what the minister has been telling us for years and what the messenger before him was saying. And then a lot of our leaders have been echoing as well. It's just in this generation, as Minister Farrakhan said, this is the generation that will make up for and will answer the prayers of all of our ancestors. This is that time. 2020 meaning perfect vision. Everyone can see. The whole world is awake now, and they are witnessing different systems, different corruption in different governments, different nations. And no one is pleased with that. They want justice. They want freedom. They want equality. And this generation has to be the driving force behind that, which is also why the minister said that this generation is not afraid to die for the freedom of our future. Now, we don't want to have to die, but just to have the idea that sacrifice is inevitable in order for us to access freedom, in order for us to access justice, in order for us to access equality, then that will help us in the effort of truly overcoming, not saying we shall, but realizing that we have. That's where it is now. So what I've witnessed and what I've noticed is what the minister has been saying. And I utilized social media when I finally got onto social media to push it as hard as I could and utilize my gifts and talents that, you know, that God has blessed me with to help the people in all the different avenues. And as you were saying, you know, when you were saying, you know, I'm built for this, a lot of us have been doing work before social media and for years. So we've been fashioned to withstand, to understand, to guide, and to provide solutions, because this is what we've been doing for a long time.
The nation's been on the front line since the beginning.
Come
It's
on.
one of the only names on the J. Edgar Hoover list that they
Come
wanted
on.
to destroy and they couldn't destroy.
Come
So
on.
if anybody don't know the history of the Nation of Islam, it ain't never been about nothing but trying to fight for the liberation of our people and
That's
all
right.
people. Now, you
That's
know,
right.
you said something else that was interesting because I thought about this. Explain to them the difference between riot and rebel and rebel.
Oh, yes.
Because
Yes. Beautiful.
I think people need to understand that. You understand?
Yes. Beautiful difference. Very, very sharp difference. A riot, one, is uncontrolled chaos with no purpose or aim. And usually it's caused by a number of things, but usually discomfort, dis-ease, or a number of other things. But there's no real purpose when it comes to a riot. That's just people just having this unruly, crazy chaos is usually negative. And again, it's just crazy as hell. That's a riot.
Right.
But when you're dealing with a rebellion, you are dealing with a built up amount of emotion, energy, and something that has been going on for so long, that has agitated, that has unjustly frustrated, that has not been answered, that has not been addressed, that has not been redressed, and that has not been resolved. So when you have something that builds up over a period of time, in this case, over 400 years, over 4 centuries, which is a long, long time that has not been wholeheartedly solidified, rectified, or provided with the actual solutions,
Right.
then what you are now getting is the end result of that. But it's not wild. It's not illogical. It's not just, something that's happening by random. No, this is a specific effort to bring awareness to a specific thing. In this case, it is George Floyd, who has been murdered right around the time of Breonna Taylor. And then before that, or right after that, Ahmaud Arbery. So these three, and then others that we don't even know about,
and we could keep
all day
going.
long,
And we
all
could
day
keep going.
long.
And
So these
the reason why
grievances,
I'm asking you that is because I think people play on words and they try to
yes,
create a psychological impact on people where they're trying to turn people against what's going on and make it something that it's not.
correct.
And the other part is, I seen the other thing about how now we're talking about this rioting and all of this other stuff. Now, a lot of people don't know, up in New York City, I just got off the phone with the Harlem Chamber of Commerce, and they was telling me how on 125th Street, right across the street, right up in Harlem, there's a store called Lazarus, and just the other day it was on fire. Before all of what was happening, before the protesting and everything, but it was on fire. And one of the things that we are looking at, or we can see, is that some of these stores are actually putting their own stores, some of these owners are putting their own stores on fire for insurance jobs.
Come
Now, I know
on.
that might sound hard to believe,
Real talk.
but they're putting their stores on fire because based on this pandemic, based on the economy taking this nosedive in the ground, and based on everything that's going on and the money not coming in to maintain the rent that is now due, because they gave you 2 months grace period, but they knocking on the door right now. Some of them are setting themselves up to pull out, get the insurance money, and call it a day, and blame it on what they want to call the riot.
A riot. Come on. See, now hold on. If you all heard that magnificent, eloquent, beautiful breakdown of what he just said, which is what I actually was about to post about after this. I'm telling you, I was about to go right into that. Oh man. See, nearly 40 million people in America are currently unemployed. The American economy is well in debt beyond the tune of $60 trillion. Not 21, not 25, 60 trillion.
60.
You're talking about a number of people who have families, who have businesses, who have livelihoods, who have bills on top of bills on top of bills, and they have no money with which to rectify or provide a solution for any of this. So what is a plan? Well, burn up this building. It's a whole lot of people out here, whole lot of black folks out here. If I just go ahead and have this one strategically bombed, arson, burned up, whatever, they're just going to chuck it up to the game and say, hey, well, it's a part of this riot. Look, they did it. And so it's a beautiful scapegoat. See?
And another beautiful one is what you showed on your page with, and this is a real situation. A guy was robbing a bank, and he robbed several banks, and he put on a mask, a whole new level of blackface. I've never seen it on this level. This was like the new high tech, he showed his arms, and he even had tattoos. He had tattoos on it, and stood there with the mask on. And it was the most unbelievable breakdown of what's going on. And I don't think that people believe that this system is so afraid of what's going on right now that they will do anything,
brother,
to try and change what is really going on. And guess what, man? There's so many people from all walks of life that's tired of this, man.
That's right. That's right.
So when you show that, it's really deep, though, the level of what a person would do to win. You know what I'm saying?
Yes. It's survival, brother. We're dealing with survival here. So when people
of a contaminated system that never worked, and it only worked for you. It only worked for you. It never worked across the board for all of us. It only worked for you. And now it's so plain to see, and it's so exposed because these video cameras, these phones, And the youth is not afraid to film you.
At all.
Standing there with it. You standing in their face threatening them, and they like, go ahead.
Right. It's all up in like.
See, and people don't even know the mindset of this guy got a gun on, he got mace over here, he got the stick in his hand, and the young man or the young woman is like got the camera say, go ahead.
Right.
Go ahead.
Right.
Like, I don't have all of those things you got, but I'm going to show people who you really are.
That's right. See, and mind you, that is the most powerful weapon that we have today. This is something that I keep telling people. Minister Farrakhan said that if we use social media wisely, it can be a very beneficial tool.
Right.
Very beneficial. Now, I break down in the book that I have, I break down social media thoroughly so everybody can understand the original purpose of it and also how they manipulated and changed it into something else so that we can be completely controlled. But we flipped it on them and now it's backfiring on the system. That's the beauty of it. But as you were saying earlier, with not only the arson for the insurance money, because a lot of people really, while you guys are protesting, I just put up something dealing with black businesses, black-owned businesses, and for us to cash mob our businesses right now, because that will support the black owners, which will support their black family, which will support our black community, because the dollar is going down, the economy is collapsing, and even with these insurance scams, they're not going to have enough money to put money into all of these different buildings that they're trying to blow up. That's another thing people have to really understand. But this system was inevitably going to fail because it was created to fail. It was only supposed to exist for a certain period of time.
Right.
And injustice cannot exist this long, and a system based in the degrading of another group of people or everyone else cannot live forever. And even the people who are a part of that system, maybe indirectly or by birthright or by simply proxy being a part of it, by being born into or by family, they are now getting tired of it. Right. They're getting sick and tired of it, because now you watch a man die on camera, literally slowly, and everyone watched it. There is no investigation needed. There is no questions that needs to be asked. There's just simply arrest all the men, who are, the culprits, arrest all of them who are guilty, charge them, and then convict them. Plain and simple.
And you know what's funny right there too? Because I was listening to them, and I listened to this brother say that they grabbed the man who had his knee on the brother, and they said they did it in extraordinary speed. He used the words, and I'm into words.
Yes,
so we have to understand certain words that people use for certain reasons. So he said extraordinary speed, but I looked at it and said, even though you consider that extraordinary speed, do you feel the pain of all the people? And if you add that up and you look at how y'all are moving, would you really use that word extraordinary? Because it seems more ordinary or worse than ordinary. If you got one guy locked up and you got the other people free, saying you have to go through the process, and more video footage is coming out from angles. I seen one where the brother was in the police car.
Right.
So I was trying to figure out in my mind, if he was in the police car, why did you take him out?
Come on.
Why did you take him out? If you put the handcuffs on him, and I seen that one, and then you put him in the police car, and then you could see the door was open, so that he was hiding the physical beating.
Yes.
Okay,
yes.
because I'm gonna say it. I didn't see it, but I felt it. I felt it the same way we could feel what was on that camera and see him dying before our very eyes. I seen that there was a door open and there was a physical, and then the guy got out and tried to run on the other side and then came back. And I'm studying this thing, man. I'm studying this thing. And I was looking at this and I said, why is he out of the police car if you put him in?
Come on.
Right.
Come on, see.
And then you didn't take him out by yourself. And then all of them was involved. And everybody played their part. So if something happened where let's go to the hood for a minute. Let me take you to old school
Mm-hmm.
Harlem. If there was somebody up there doing something and it was not a good thing to do, and you had a guy looking out and the other guy went in, do the guy that's looking out walk because that guy inside got caught and you see
Mm-hmm.
that guy? No, come on. You know you
Right.
taking everybody. You
Come
know it
on.
ain't no questions being asked. But in this
Mm-hmm.
particular situation, and you have video footage that shows
Come on.
when all of y'all was holding him down, when he was
Mm-hmm.
in the car, hiding
Mm-hmm.
behind the car, physically beating them and covering that up, but we could see the body movement, anybody that know, and all of
Mm-hmm.
this is going on. So I'm looking at it and saying, he said extraordinary speed.
Come on. They have to,
Extraordinary speed.
the liability is what they have to protect. They have to make sure they have the good old insurance, and their insurance are words,
Right,
descriptions, labels. So instead of them saying, oh, well, no, we didn't have our knee in his neck. Well, he died from pre-existing medical conditions. That's what the first autopsy said.
right,
The first medical examiner, which was it was blatantly disrespectful to his own medical degree, if he has one.
right,
It's like, please stop that. Like, come on. So they hired a second medical examiner, which they came out and said, no, it was mechanical asphyxiation from pressure on the neck, which we all saw on camera.
right.
So, but to even have that as a conversation demonstrates the lack of morality of an entire system. It just demonstrates you have no moral compass. You have no feeling. It is comfortable for you to do what you do. It is comfortable, and you're so confident that you'll get out that you'll look in the camera lens while you got your knee in the man's neck and just stare at it, because that's how comfortable you are in your system. That is how certain you are about the system.
When somebody came close to you, you pulled out the mace. That was the only time that you even moved. Like, you were so focused on this that the only time you moved was when you thought somebody was going to stop you from doing what you did.
Come on.
I don't know, man. This is, did you ever, and I'm asking this because it's very interesting, because I'm studying history and I'm very fascinated on history. As you being a brother out here now looking at it and you study different things, do you feel that we're at a point where, when we're looking at segregation and integration, what's your perspective on that at this particular time? When you're looking at the way things is, because it's a very fascinating time, and some of us always felt that, and this is the truth, that integration might have been the worst thing, because you were trying to be a part of something that was contaminated.
Correct.
And if it was segregated, and if we were segregated, we would have been able to create, what our spirit carries and who we are and the way we are as a people naturally. You know what I'm saying? So I'm looking at it now, and I'm just analyzing it and wondering, in the times that we living in right now, how do you see this? How do you see this where we are?
I'll say it this way. I'll start by quoting one of the founding fathers of America, Abraham Lincoln, who said, quote, "If I could keep Africans enslaved while preserving the Union, I would do that." End quote. First point for those who believe that we were freed or made free and equal. Number two, Benjamin Franklin said, quote, "Rebellion to tyrants is obedience to God." End quote. For those who have a problem with the rebellion, because they rebelled against their former masters and they wanted to have their own. So hence why we are doing this as well. Also, under our own authority, right after Reconstruction, pardon me, between 1865 and 1877, we went back to school. We became doctors and lawyers. We studied. We became teachers and architects. We mastered every trade that existed because we taught every trade that ever existed. We established over 60 all-black towns that were flourishing, prospering, very successful. We became some of the richest within some of those cities, including Black Wall Street, also known as Tulsa, Oklahoma, or Greenwood Avenue, over 30 blocks of magnificent businesses a variety of businesses, which yesterday was the 99th anniversary of the
Right.
bombing of Tulsa, Oklahoma.
Mm.
We were highly successful. We demonstrated this. We did not need to depend on anyone else. In fact, everyone else had to depend on us. So the only thing that was a problem was when we were given the ability to integrate, as Martin Luther King, may Allah be pleased with our brother, stated in the latter years of his life, the later 2 years of his life, he said, I fear that I may have integrated my people into a burning house.
Mm.
End
Mm.
quote.
Mm.
So he fought to integrate into a system that he later on said, I was wrong. I was wrong. And he really, really understood it's not just these people or those people. It is a system. And we have to understand it is a system that is perpetuated by not just the originators of that system. It is
Right.
a system that is perpetuated by everybody now. But now everyone sees it all at once. Again, 2020, perfect vision, perfect year for everyone to realize what is going on. So yes, it statistically was the worst thing that happened. It factually was the worst thing that happened. It literally was the worst thing that happened. Why? Because it removed our ability to control our own faith and destiny. It removed our ability for us to maintain, sustain, and help our own people, help our own society, help our own culture. It took us away from being in authority and in power, and it gave someone else the authority and power over us when it was supposed to be God only who had the authority over us. But
Absolutely.
everyone else has their own everything, which is Little China, Little Armenia. There's a Greek town in every major city. There is a Jewish district in every major city in America. So everyone else has their own everything except for us. So when people talk about integration or separation or any of these things, no, separation is what we want. Separation meaning we have our own everything. Little
Right.
China, Little Armenia, etc. They all have their own everything right now. So we can do the same. That is all we're saying, because this system clearly does not work. No one else wanted to give this system the authority over them because they saw it and they said, no, that don't work. Okay.
That's right.
But
That's
but
right.
black people say, you know what? We'll jump over there. We'll join into your baseball league. We'll join your football league. We'll get rid of ours just to come into yours. See, once you have a person who is willing to give up everything that they own, everything that they have, everything that they have worked for, have fought for, have spilled blood for, and sacrificed blood and tears and all of this sweat and all of this sacrifice. No. I will never give up something that I have worked hard for. I
Right.
will never do such a thing. But if I feel that being a part of something you have is better, is more advantageous, gives me more relevance with God, more relevance with myself, puts me in a higher position, then that's a problem. That means I love you more than I love myself. That means I see you as more superior, and that's the problem. We have to learn to love ourselves and get back to God.
That's the root right there, and that's the part. That's where I wanted to go. And as you thinking of it, because I'm thinking like an artist as well while I'm thinking about it. And so I'm saying integration without realization that one feels superior, the other inferior, racist inside but liberal exterior. Why just
Oh, come
feel what
on.
you normally feel?
Come
Let's
on.
deal the cards and stop the shuffling, beating around the bush while the people are suffering from racial
Wow.
violence, discrimination, hatred, because we're not taking steps to end this racial scourge. Look at us, we're
Wow.
on the verge of a racial war. It's either
Wow.
or. And here's a better way to settle the score before one more racial uproar. And as I'm looking at it, and as I'm seeing, it has never been this kind of time. It has never been this kind of time. And you know
No.
what? And you know what? I'm telling you that people now are really seeing. It's so deep to me that how there's a thing where something could be right in front of you and you don't see it. And
Yes.
for so long, I've been a person that I have no problems ever, forever, and until the day I pass on. I stand up for our people, and I
That's
have
right.
represented them to the best of my ability. If I made a record, I bring it home, and I said, if I can't play it for my mother, it ain't coming out,
Go
because
ahead.
that's the way that I was taught. That's the
Yes.
standard that I live by.
Yes.
That's the root that I come from. But I find that so long you hit that you're not loving yourself because it's the low self-esteem because you want to be accepted. Why not
Yes.
enjoy who you are? Like
That's right.
I never cared about if somebody don't play my record on the pop station. I just wanted to know that the cats around the way say, "Yo, Dougie, it's on fire." So I don't know if I'm wrong for that, but
Come on.
you know, I'm that guy. I'm that
That's
guy to
right.
this day, and that's the way it is. I don't have a problem not playing whatever big universities y'all got, and I go right there and rock with my HBCUs it's historical events that we had. So I
That's
think
right.
that we forgot, or
Mm-hmm.
we have been tricked, we have been manipulated to
Mm.
be or want to be something that we are not. And the
Come on.
system don't even want you can't even fit into the system trying to be that because the system don't want you.
Come on.
The system don't want you.
Come on.
So
Let's see that.
so if the system don't want you and you're
Mm-hmm.
trying to be a part of a system that don't want you,
Come on.
it's got to be
Come on.
something wrong here because
Yes.
I like being me. I like
Right.
this. I like what I am. I
Yes.
enjoy it. I
That's
enjoy
right.
all, and then you start to see how all of these things are coming about right now because if nobody this is why I needed you to talk because if nobody stood up, I'm wondering if people in these different places, all of the friends that we have that are
Mm.
much more privileged, the white ones, the Asians ones, this ones, that ones, that you know you got that pass. You know you
Come
got
on.
that pass, so stop acting like you don't.
Come
Now,
on.
even though you got that pass and you know I don't have that pass, and you see there's an injustice being done, are you going to use that pass? Or
Come
are
on.
we just convenient friends?
Come on. Oh,
Are we
all right. Now I
convenient
see where you're going now. Go ahead.
friends?
Keep going. Keep going.
Are we
Come on.
convenient friends or are we real friends? Because if you're
Ooh.
really my friend,
Mm-hmm.
you're not going to let somebody do something to me because you're my friend.
Go
If
ahead.
you love me, as you say you do,
Right there.
you won't let somebody do something to me because you love me. But
Mm.
if I'm convenient to you, if I'm just
Mm.
a convenient friend, well, maybe I won't say nothing right now. Maybe this don't work
Mm.
out for me. Maybe I better close my blinds. Maybe I better sit back.
Mm.
But what's deep is that even those on that level, something
Mm-hmm.
shook up their children.
Yes.
Something shook up their children because I
Mm-hmm.
went to a Rock the Bells concert one day out in Florida, and it was
Mm-hmm.
60 to 70 to 80,000. It was
Mm.
Mexicans. It was the percentage of black people was the lowest percentage, and
Ooh.
outside of the Mexicans, and it was predominantly white. And all of the
Mm.
artists was getting on stage, the black artists was getting on stage. And I was watching all of the kids go crazy over it. And I was just looking at it and I was saying, this is a different kind of, they going hard in a way that I've never seen. You know what I'm trying to say?
Yes.
Like you don't remind me nothing like your mother, your father. Like you are a different breed. And
Yes.
I'm thinking that, is that what's going? Are you seeing the same thing I'm seeing, or am I?
Yes. It's a different generation. It's a completely different generation. And see, the thing is, the previous generations were raised under the system, specifically the system. They were breastfed on the system,
Right.
specifically. This generation has a difference because this generation is now being raised collectively with us. And we all have these phones and social media. So we're experiencing a level of growth experiences. Now you have the different people who are interracial relationships all across the board. So the generational difference is far greater now than it's ever been. But
Right.
as far as being friends versus being friendly, as Brother Malcolm said, when you're friendly, then of course it's convenient because you're only friendly to the degree that it benefits you.
Right.
You're friendly to the degree that it helps you. in your circumstance, in your situation. And once you get up out of here, you done with yours, you wash your hands of it and you're like, hey, I don't see nothing else. I got mine, but what happened over there? I don't see anything.
Right.
See, that's the issue.
Like that friend that call you when they need something, and when you call them, they don't hit you
Come on.
back.
Come
That
on.
kind of
come
friend.
on. Hey, it's right. That's a universal thing. That's a definite universal thing. But the difference is with this system and those who benefit from it, it has always been friendliness.
Right.
Friendliness. You have certain individuals every now and then who will demonstrate friendship, who sincerely are saying, I want for you what I want for myself. Right. I want for you and your people what I want for me and mine.
I want for myself. That's right.
Come on now. That right there, that's what I'm talking about. Not when you are simply speaking up. Speaking up has been the first step. Thank you for acknowledging that you see what the hell I see and what I've been seeing for 4 centuries. Thank you. Speaking up is the first part. Right. But then to use the privilege that you have as being a part of the system to now even the playing field and to give back and to actually help to elevate me to the position where I was before your system took me down is true friendship. It is a collective momentum here, if that's what you want to do.
Right.
If you truly want to go there, because now no
pressure. No pressure.
Right. Not at all.
Right. Because nobody's trying to pressure you into anything that you really don't want to do. It has to
Either
be
way.
sincere, and it has to be from the spirit of you seeing what is really real and what
that's
is
right.
true. And dig this. And I tell some people, which is my own way of looking at it, is that, I don't always have to have a friend to be a friend.
That's right. That's right.
And amongst us, the spirit that I come from, the spirit that I carry is that spirit of, I want this world to be good for all of us.
Absolutely.
Nobody wants us to be here and you to be there, but you can't like the images, man, of a man with his knee on the neck of another man is like that saying of like holding, like when they used to say they holding the black man down, but like
literally, brother.
Yeah,
that's the the image.
It's the craziest image, man. And the way we were taught is I never look down on another man unless I'm giving him a helping hand.
That's right. That's right.
That's right. And I think that the part I want to tie in on this, man, because we got a lot of work to do, is that the mental illness of what I see that's going on with the police officers in these systems. And the system is sick, it's corroded, it's destructive. We all know, we see it. And I'm looking at the players that's involved, and I'm looking at that brother. And when I was looking at him, I was saying there has to be some kind of mental issue that's going on with him for him to take a life so freely and so easily with a camera on you. Like, there has to be something wrong. And I'm wondering who is allowing these people, who's hiring them? Do anybody take a mental test before they become like who's hiring them?
I love this discussion, bro. We're going right into where I wanted to go. Go ahead. Because you're asking the right question.
Who is doing this?
Wow.
Like somebody knows something.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
Me and Bishop always say somebody knows something. Like it cannot be a coincidence. Like there's this flip, there's this switch, there's this mindset that you see that's the common denominator in all of them that are in these positions. And you put a suit on them. Why? Like who let you? That's like me taking somebody out of a mental institution and telling them, yo, I want you to fly this plane.
Come on.
I want you to fly this plane. Here, let's go. I'm going to the West Coast. Fly
full of children. Plane full of children.
Put the children in there too.
Come on. Come on. Look.
You gotta laugh at it because there's somebody who's giving this person a gun, a badge, a stick, mace,
Yes.
and
Come
make
on.
them feel like they are really in power. Number one, it's an abuse of power. Whoever
Yes.
hired them, it's an
Mm-hmm.
abuse of power because did you scan this person properly? Did you scan him? Like, how did he? Like, let's remove him for a minute. Who hired you?
Right.
Who gave you the job? How did
Come on.
you get hired?
Come on.
Like, I'm
Come
looking
on.
at you. You ain't right. How did this whole crew, how this whole
Mm-hmm.
little crew of misfits right here get hired? Did you win a lottery? What
Come on.
happened?
You got a job. You get a job. You get a job.
Right,
Come on.
right.
Come on with
But
it.
like,
It.
let's look at this like somebody. There's no
Mm,
quality control, as you
exactly.
know about quality control. There's no
Mm-hmm.
quality control in this.
Come
Somebody
on.
has to be in control of the quality of the people that are taking these jobs. I've seen. I mean, like, are you really that raw and cold and nothing living inside you that you
Come
can
on.
do this on a camera in front of people? You really are at that level, at that.
Come
And
on.
who hired you? Who
Come on.
hired you?
See, here's and your question, the beauty of that question of who hired you is the number one answer is they're born with an inheritance of a position. They
Right.
inherit the position. So most of them don't even have to work or nothing like qualifications, resume. No, my uncle is the chief. My
Right.
brother is an officer. My grandfather is a judge. I got a cousin who's the DA. So they just give me the job. See, this is one thing. They didn't have to go through any quality control. They didn't really have to go through too much testing. From my understanding, from what I know from certain police precincts, it only takes 6 months of training to become a police officer.
And
While at the
who's
same time, it
training
takes
your mind? Who's training
exactly.
your mind?
Exactly. And at the same time, it only takes, oh, pardon me, 6 months to become a police officer and about 2 years to become a barber. So you have to go through more quality training to cut hair than you do to carry a gun. Come on, man. So, so,
Hey,
so,
look, I'd
so
rather have my barber out there. I'd rather
come on.
have look, I'd
Barbers
rather
be precise
right, right.
and caring, and they talk to you and they listen to you. They ask, how's your day, brother? You see what's going on out here? See, I mean, it is a sick system that has trickled down into every arena, every area of life. And that is what we have to understand. People who are born cannot automatically be given a position just because they have family in the police department. You can't just give them
Right,
that position. Have them
right.
go through the training, and if the training is bad, have somebody else come in and reorganize and revamp the training. You need to know what you're dealing with here because you have deadly weapons all around your waistband. Then you
Man,
have the freedom from liability and basically a get out of jail free card as a government position. So
right.
there's all of these things take a
It's
level of responsibility.
it's a really fascinating thing that
Yes.
we're gonna talk more after, I
Yes.
want you to know that we are going to go all the way with this. There's a
Yes.
bunch of people who are, I mean, obviously, I've been down with the minister since day one, and I ain't
That's right.
ashamed to say it. I never
That's
was,
right.
I never will be. Whoever don't
Mm-hmm.
like it, it's on you. You got
That's
to
right.
deal with that because we're living in a time where, look, man, the system don't work, and you
That's
better
right.
look in another direction for a solution. And that
That's right.
solution might be in a place that you never thought it would be, because
That's
you
right.
might have been programmed to believe that somebody that has some information for you is your
Mm-hmm.
enemy, and he is not. And
Come
that's
on.
something you got to sit down and deal with. And if you see me as a friend, which I've
Mm-hmm.
always been a friend to any one of my friends, you would
Mm-hmm.
listen to me wisely
That's
because
right.
I'm not crazy. And the other
No.
part is, this is the fascinating thing, man. We got to line up behind you. That's why I had a conversation with Puffy 2 days ago, and he said that he wanted me to make a call and to get Sister Soldier, and and I reached out to her. I reached out to Chuck, and there's a lot of us, man, who still are in this fight, and and we need to align with this energy and with this purpose that's going on with you and with our
Mm-hmm.
brothers and sisters right now, and all
Yes,
of
sir.
y'all that are out there. And that is important. And this is a piece of information that I just got off with Reverend Jesse Jackson. And he's going through his sickness, and he's dealing with his thing, and and I listen to him because he carries a lot of information, man. You can't
Right.
go back that far and come this far and not have nothing. And this is
True.
what he told me, which is what I wanted to share with you, which is deep. He said, and I never thought about it like this, and this is why I say older men for counsel, young men for war. And we're not going to always agree, but
Right.
it's something to think about. He said that if we don't vote, we can't get the proper people in the jury, people of color, to be on the jury to get the police officers handled correctly. Because what they do now is they'll take it all the way up to the trial, and they'll put a whole team of us not in that in the jury,
Right.
right? Or
That's a fact.
because you got like I said, a lot of these young white people out there, they see, so you don't want him on the jury either. So, but if we don't strategize, and if we're not using this time strategically, we may get them all the way there. And because the jury is set up with people who are not like us and don't think like us and don't feel the same way that we do, they will find them not guilty and find every twisted way to do it. So,
as they have always done.
Right. So when he said that to me, though, you know what I'm saying, brother? When he said it to me, I was like, damn, I didn't even think of that. Like, I didn't even look at that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And that's why having the older, the council around this energy is important, because there's so many little strategic games that they play.
You got to get the knowledge on all this. You have to.
Man.
Yeah, you have to get the knowledge. And I'll say it on this part, because a lot of people in this generation, my major in college was political science, and I never graduated, but I didn't graduate intentionally, because I was already, as you know, was already doing the work. I was, been doing this. You
was already doing political science.
Right. So I was, studying it, but for the time that I was studying and learning under the teachers at Compton College, they were teaching me all these different ins and outs and the basics, but they were saying, as you vote, voting is nothing without economic power to force it. And they said, force it. So the voting is the one thing that we have continued to do ever since we were able to do it, ever since we were given the ability to do it. But what we lacked was the economic base with which to support it, and the agenda with each specific thing that we want of a list of a demand. Every single point. That is what we have lacked. So we have the point plans in certain organizations and groups, but the economic base with which to force it is exactly the catalyst. That's the one missing factor, that if we utilize that then will force and propel our agenda, so that we will be able to access the true justice, freedom, equality, the people who need to be put in positions, the people who need to call the shots here and there. And even after all of that, if those systems don't work, then we, of course, can just do it however else we do it, even if we simply bring together 5 million, 10 million and give it to the person who is the candidate, whether if we elected them or not, or voted them in or not. But we say, listen, this is the written agreement. You get this law passed for us. Here's your 10 million, to support your campaign, but you only get this money, because this is what lobbyists are. That's what everybody needs to understand. It's not gerrymandering. See, this is a slick game to politics. It's not gerrymandering. It's lobbying. Pharmaceutical companies do it, and all these oil companies do it. They go right up to the legislators and they say, listen, here's 5 million. If you agree to put this resolution in the law, or this area, or this piece, and that way that gives them a benefit. Same thing for us as a people. LGBT did it. The Mexicans did it. The Jewish group has done it. So they've been able to access these specific things that help to benefit them and their agenda and their people. We must do the same thing. It's very plain and simple here, because some people say, no, forget the vote. Voting doesn't work. No, you're right. Voting doesn't work alone.
Right. And I think that's that missing piece right there. That's the missing piece. And the last piece that I would like to say on this note here, man, and I want to finish this with you outside of this, is that I have this conversation here for people to see, but every conversation is not for everybody. And I
That's
think
right.
sometimes we have a lot of conversations in front of everybody, and we should not. And there are certain
Correct.
conversations for certain people, and there are certain conversations that are not for certain
That's right.
people. And I feel like a lot of times, you know, it's like playing cards. It's like let's talk about spades. We playing spades, and I show you my whole hand. You
Oh,
gonna
that's it for
play,
you. That's
right?
it. That's it for
The
you.
game is over. You gonna
That's
play me
right.
all the way out. I
Come
show
on,
you
and
my
I
whole
played.
hand of spades, and I went
Come
for
on.
10 books, and I went for
Right,
10
right,
books.
right. Ooh, come on, come
So
on.
I'm suffering. So I'm suffering now. So I
That's real
think we
talk.
got to learn how to do things in a much more different fashion, man. And I hope that, you know, I hope that we as me and you and the people that I want to align with us to help us, man. I want us to sit down, and I want to take this to another level. This is just an introduction of we getting ready to. They think it's on and popping now.
Come
You ain't
on.
seen nothing yet. You ain't seen nothing yet. And it
That's
won't
right.
be emotional. It won't be
Right.
emotional.
Not at
It
all.
will be strategic, and
That's
it will
right.
be effective.
That's
So,
right.
I mean, you know, and your book, man, could you tell them, because I know some of the people
Oh,
don't know about your book too, if you don't mind
yes.
showing that.
This is Message to the Millennials. Your brother Rizza Islam is a newly published author, self-published, by the way. So I created
That's
my own
right.
published company. This book goes over a lot, and everyone who has ordered it, I mean, this book, a lot of people have ordered it, and they continue to say everything that they see going on now, it was already in here. And I covered things from social media. I covered the depopulation agenda. I covered the solution of, as Brother Doug was saying, unity and separation and certain things dealing with government and how we can have solutions for that. A lot of different things are in here. And I wrote it because the United States government decided to target Black people who love ourselves, who love our culture, who love who we are, our history, and all of that. And they wanted to target us and classify us as being BIEs, or Black identity extremists. So it's extreme for us to love our identity and who we are. That was also in the COINTEL papers of counterintelligence program under J. Edgar Hoover, which is their identity. They're extreme because of their identity. So I put that in here. That was the inspiration. And of course, it's called Message to the Millennials because it was inspired by Message to the Black Man by the most honorable Elijah Muhammad.
That's right.
See,
That's
so
right.
for our generation, I wanted to give us something that is easily able to be read, but it's on heavy topics, but things that we all need to know. We all need to know. So you can find that link in my
Ain't
bio.
nothing wrong with reading the book these days. You
Come
know,
on, tell them. Come on,
they say you want to hide something from us, put it in a book.
come on to this
Now,
day, to
so
this
now
moment.
you know, now you see the book. So we need to read that book. And brother, I'm gonna tell you, man, I appreciate you taking the time out to do this with me, man, because
Absolutely,
you know, like I said, I want to thank Athena, and I want to thank
love our sister.
you, man. Yeah, I want to thank you because you know, it's funny how things work. We was in Simply Wholesome, and I
Right,
guess we are Simply Wholesome.
simply wholesome. That's right. Y'all know, man. Doug is the key. He is the master of words, man. Come on.
Hey, look, we working it together, and you
That's
know,
right.
everybody plays a part, man, and you know,
Yes, sir.
we're gonna do what we have to do, and I'm saying this as a Black man in America who understands and who's seen it. We put on the Yusuf Hawkins rally back in the days. We watched the Warner Brawley. We seen each thing come and go. We seen this same movie over and over again, but it has
Yes.
never been. It's never been in 3D, and that's what the youth are doing. This is
That's
3D.
right.
You watching this
That's right.
movie in 3D now, so don't take your glasses off
That's
because
right.
it's going to get blurry if you do. Keep them
That's
glasses
right.
on.
Keep your vision clear. You're right about that, brother.
It's 2020, 3D
That's right.
2020. You
Come
know, so
on.
that's what it's all about. But brother, thank you for the time, man. I
Yes, sir. I
appreciate
appreciate you, Unc.
and let me tell you, man, I'd like to call you after this because there's a couple of things I want to talk to you about. You know, me and Athena was talking.
Absolutely.
I want to talk to you about it. So
Okay.
we'll do a part 2 to this too.
That's right. Everybody loving it, man. They're like, oh my God, I can't believe it. This is good to hear, brother Doug. Most of them, they like, what, Doug is on that? I didn't know he was on. It's like, yeah, y'all don't know. Y'all don't know. But now you know.
As I always say, I don't say a lot, but I definitely pray a lot. And there's
Come
one
on.
creator that I pray to, and the
That's right.
answers have been making the answers are coming step by step. But all of it is part
Yes.
of the process. You know what I'm saying, brother? All of it is part of the
Yes.
process, and and it's a learning experience. And I learned a lot from you, listening to you speak, and there's
Same.
more to learn. And I want to thank your mother, and I want
Yes,
to
sir.
thank your father. I want to thank
Yes, sir.
obviously all of the people who have poured into you. What is it
Yes, sir.
that you are right now? Because I'm not who I am without the people who helped me become who I am, and you
That's right.
are the same. And I think we sometimes forget, and through our ego and through all of the things that we think we deserve, we don't understand that all we are is the sum of our experiences. So our mothers, our grandmothers, our fathers, and all those people are shining through when we speak. And the
That's
ministry
right.
is shining through everywhere I go. You know what I
That's
mean?
right.
Right there. And once you align, and once you show the respect to those that came before you, and you give them the
Yes.
respect, everything will fall in order. But when you
That's
believe,
right.
when you start to believe your own height, and
Right.
when
That is
you
all
think
you.
you are man,
No, sir. No, sir. No,
humility
sir.
humility increases your ability. You got to stay
That's
humble,
right.
man. You have to
That's
stay
right.
humble. So I appreciate what I learned from you today. I hope that
Same
everybody
here.
that was watching, I hope that y'all was listening, and y'all got a lot from my brother. And as we say, iron sharpen iron and men sharpen men, you know.
That's
So we're
right.
gonna do it
That's
again
right.
and again
Yes,
and
sir.
again.
Love you, brother.
Love you too, my brother. Assalamu alaikum.
All right. Yes, sir. Walaikum salam. Peace.